So today we're gonna scratch off a project that's been on the list for a while. If you can see right back here, we got none other than Jeepers Creepers Axe from the movie Jeepers Creepers. I'm tired of this being a template on my wall, and I'm ready for it to be a prop on the wall. So this is what we're gonna make today. Also, Halloween video, spooky season. Yeah.
Man, I've been wanting to make this for a good while. Like I said, this has been hanging up on my wall as a template to make for well over a year, and I'm so happy to finally be doing this. I've been in a Halloween mood, and I was like, you know what? Let's finally make this. Make it like a Halloween special type deal. Let's see. Okay, so right here, I just took some 2mm foam and just wrapped it around the 1-inch pipe just to get it to the desired thickness that I want. Originally, I was mostly doing this because I was going to do the entire thing out of foam, and it was going to be like almost a full foam fabrication. But then, as I went on, I decided to try out some of this new PVC board I had, and I really liked it. So you'll see when I use that there. But I just want to start out by saying, Jeepers Creepers is my favorite horror film. Like it, I don't know, it's just different from me because like he's not a slasher, you know. He's not like Jason or Michael or Freddy, you know. He's more in the monster category, and he kind of rides his own wave, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, like that one just, it horrified me as a kid and made it my favorite one ever. I love the Jeepers Creepers franchise, except the latest one, Reborn. That was, or like I even like 3 was bad, but I understand what it was. It was basically, they just, like, the way I viewed it is they were just trying to throw out a small movie to get a quick cash grab so that hopefully they could do their big, you know, like grand finale with the Creeper and bringing back all the old cast and all. I'm not really sure. But, it's pretty straightforward. I also had these little, EVA foam balls that I'm not really gonna talk about the build that much. But you don't see this axe much in the movies. Like out of all 3 movies, because I don't count the latest 4th one, I refuse. But out of all 3 movies, you see it in only 2 of them. You see it in 1 and 3, and even in those, you see it for a pretty small amount of time. The 3rd one, you see it for a good bit longer, like you could actually see it.
After a lot of work,
kind of out of frame in the background, like you do in the first
breaking
one.
My blade, I got it blank cut out. Well, I'm gonna sand all the edges real quick, get it all smooth like I want.
But this, like, I've done a lot of these steps before. It is nice working with this new material though. Like I thought this was pretty interesting. And then, okay, so right here, I do want to talk about this a little bit. Like, this is a cool trick that I legit just discovered was a thing. Like, I never knew that, like, this is how this worked. But I needed to make, like, a cross-section with the little top head of the axe piece. And so what I did is, from the tip halfway down it, I removed that chunk on the base of the head itself, and then I just cut out another piece with the exact same shape, but instead of cutting from the tip to the center, I went from the bottom of it to the center, creating that nice cross pattern so that when you slot them together and they hit their stopping point, they're perfectly in line with each other. I thought that was really cool. Like, I never knew about that before. I just discovered that trick. And then just using some more of this PVC board that I have, Centra Plastic, I believe it's called. I had some 2mm as well, and I just used that to kind of build out the details on the axe. I can't really go too into depth on it just because it's, for the most part, it's pretty straightforward and simple, but I just, as you see, I kind of like built a little box around it and just got it to look the way I needed. And then if you look at the back of the axe, I added a couple more layers of the thicker black plastic to create the thickness I needed back there, and then I came back and drilled in holes in that, and it just inserted tips that I cut off of fiberglass driveway markers. I just cut the tips off of those, because they were already round or sanded down to kind of points, and I was like, ah, cool, save me some time, and just drilled and glued those in. And then I finally actually glued the head together. And then after that, I just went and puttied up all the holes from the PVC and the hollow box that I made just to close it all up and make it look like one solid construction. Also, I didn't show it, but the little rivet on the head of the axe right there on either side, those are pieces of foam that I just used a circle cutter, cut those out and glued those on with super glue. This with just a coat of all I had was some gloss black. It was like my lowest can, so I just wanted to put a little bit of paint on it just so that when I go to do, because I decided I'm gonna hand paint this simply because like I don't know if I can see it, but like that paint just instantly started to drip. Originally I was gonna paint it with this and have it all nice and all, but it instantly started dripping like everywhere and just building up crazy. So I decided I'm gonna hand paint it. And so I just went ahead and finished the coat with the gloss just to give it a base. So now I just got to sand that back a little bit, and then we can get the paint and everything. And it'll be better that I'm hand painting it too, because now I can make sure I really keep the separation between the head and the handle. It doesn't seem like it's completely dry still though. But another thing I wanted to show was, let's see if we can get in there and show that. It's hard to see it, but there's a slight like wood grain texture that I usually try to replicate. But let's go ahead and, I can't remember quite if I mentioned or not, but I'm not sanding this to sand it. I'm just scuffing up the surface a little bit. The only spots I'm really sanding is where those drips were, so that I could then just come back and hand paint it with the same latex house paint as I did for the handle. So really you could skip the whole spray paint step altogether. I was just trying to do that to use up material I had, but the paint just did not react right for some reason, like I was saying, so I just came back and did everything by hand. And this is just some simple silver acrylic that I picked up at Walmart. And I just kind of brush it on there a little unevenly, but still kind of evenly, if you get what I'm saying. And then just like also kind of stipple it on with a little sponge brush a little bit to give it a slightly just like beat metal, used, worn metal look, like as if it was painted black when he first got it. And then over time the paint kind of just started fading away as he would resharpen and just use it, just basic weathering for it and all. And I do come back later and just touch up some of the paint because I don't really care about the like really beat up edges on the inside of the axe crescent moon piece. I feel like that shouldn't really be there. I feel like that would still be mostly black, and then based on my reference images, that's kind of how it is. Really, I have too much dry brushing, like too much silver on like the back end of the axe and all too, but I'm fine with it. Like it still looks well enough to me, and I'm okay with it. And then so I just come back and hit the handle after that, just hand painted it as well. So we have the axe. I got 2 coats of brown on here, and that is like, it's pretty good. I'm satisfied with how it looked. Like for a wall hanger, this looks amazing. I am still gonna come in and hit up this with some black real quick. Oh, and also I dropped this fell off its paint stand and broke this one off, but I just super glued it back on. So yeah, no biggie. Anyways, so you don't know why, but this paint is kind of bubbling off the surface of it. By the way, I got my exposure really high just so that you could see the actual like dark spots, because I wasn't really showing that at first. But don't know why or anything. But I let it dry for several days. To fix that, it's just I don't know why I recoat it with some like that, but it did. But anyways, that is Jeepers Creepers Axe, and thank you guys for watching so much. I hope you enjoy this. I know I did.
the axe is complete. I ran into a few issues as far as mess ups with paint or like I said, I had this piece break, but I'm satisfied with that. That is Jeepers Creepers Battle Axe from, well, Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, and 3 also. You know,
I feel like that
was
movie gets a lot more hate than it deserves.
not the greatest, but it did still exist, so we have to acknowledge
It's poorly
it.
budgeted, but it still has its okay moments that I was okay with.
I am
A lot of it was bad though.
happy with it. Jeepers Creepers Battle Axe. Happy Halloween.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed building and working on this one. I guess just stay tuned and I'll see you for the next one.